There he is. All right, a little fish. All right, there we go. Pretty little fish. In this video, we're gonna talk about more drop shot tips and tricks. So I hope you guys enjoy. Put this guy back in the water. Here you go, buddy. All right, let's get to it. Let me take you on my normal day when I'm practicing my drop shotting. First cast with this Zoom finesse worm and I caught him. Oh, you weren't getting off. I had you hooked good, man. Yeah. Catching beauties just like that. Nice little 1.5 pounds maybe. Let's get the release. Let's get the release on camera. All right, buddy. Oh, God. And something else you can do on your drop shot hooks, your regular drop shot hooks, is notice how the point on that hook right there is kind of going down. Let's bend that out just a hair and your hook up ratio is increased. What hooks do I like to use on a drop shot? I use Gamakatsu because that's my favorite type of hook, but I just started fishing these hooks right here, and they're the Aaron Martens Gamakatsu finesse drop shot hooks. What I've got going on here is 20-pound test braid connected to a barrel swivel, connected to 10-pound fluorocarbon. So let me tell you how I rig this now. Connect my fluorocarbon to the barrel swivel, simple Palomar knot. The only bad thing about this is the barrel swivel is kind of tiny, so it's kind of a pain to try and tie a Palomar knot. You would think it'd be easy, but not if you got big meat sausage fingers like me. It's relatively difficult. I have to make the loop just kind of big so I can get my fat hand in there. So number one's done, and then I clip off. I leave it just a little bit of tag in. Then I connect it to my braided line, again with a Palomar knot. If you don't know how to tie the Palomar knot, I will link a video. I made a quick tip video about it. It's my very first one, and I will link you to that and go learn how to tie the Palomar knot and then come back to this if you don't know how to do it. Gotta make it somewhat bigger because of my sausage fingers. Boom, like so. Fish it through there like so. Then let's tighten this puppy down. Wet it. Always wet my knots. Just helps guides it down a lot better, and it's lubricated. Lubricated. Whatever that means. Boom. There's that. That is connecting my fluorocarbon to my braided line. It's a lot simpler than tying the Alberto knot, which I used to use. Let me make my drop shot weight. Make sure you use the lightest weight possible. Tie a couple overhand knots. The simple overhand knots over this rig will, if you're using this type of sinker, it's the one with the slip in it, it just help if you get it tangled or something. It'll just give it just a little bit more extra oomph when you're pulling it, so it doesn't slip right off. because it may just be on a simple branch, and all you have to do is just jiggle it free, and boom, it's off. Come here, man. Stop. Man, calm down. I get a hook out your face. And you catch on Zoom finesse worms just like that. Here you go, buddy. Another great tactic I like to do is when I put my barrel swivel on, I leave a decently long leader. Why? Because if I have to retie any of this drop shot, I've got another foot to work with just in case this pops off and I have to move the hook up. The Robo Worm, 4.5 straight tail, and the color is Aaron's Pro Shad. Never used this before on a drop shot. I've had a lot of good reviews about this, especially this color. Also Aaron Magic, here's another great color. So we'll see what happens. And there we go. There we go. This is a first hook for me. So the fish is not on the hook. I've never seen this before, but he hooked himself through the gill plate. Look how he's hooked. See, my hook's right here, and he hooked the line around like that and through his gill plate. Wow. That is a first for me. Don't want to damage your gill, so I'm not going to pull very hard. Let me grab the top of the sinker here. There we go. All right, buddy. There we go. That was a first for me. I didn't know what to do. Well, that's the first fish on Aaron's Pro Shad Straight Tail Robo Worm. Here you go, buddy. See, that's the last thing I want to do when I'm fishing. I really do not want to hurt that fish. So in that instant, I just cut my sinker off because of the way he was hooked. Because the fish's life is more important than hooking them like really good. You know, the fish care should be your first thing when you're grabbing a fish, and handling a bass definitely is fish care. You know, this worm right here can be replaced. The sinker can be replaced. The rod can be replaced. The line can be replaced. The hook can be replaced, but that fish's life cannot be replaced. So make sure when you're handling a bass, especially in that condition, what I just had, make sure you're very careful when handling that fish. Because if I pulled that sinker too hard, I could have damaged his gill plate. I could have killed him. And I don't want to kill that fish. So let's go after more. This is a decent little bait. The Zoom finesse worm, I swear. It is my favorite drop shot worm by far. There you go, buddy. Let's talk about some ways to rig a worm. One, you can do the regular old nose hook, where you get barely any plastic in it. It's like that. That works great. Another way you can hook it is wacky rig the sucker. Find the middle of the worm, probably about right there, and hook them on just like that. Wacky rigging also works great. And then there's also another way that you can hook a worm, and that's under, just like that, through the hook. So you feed the hook through, and the hook point's just resting right there at the tip of the hook. This looks a lot more natural from what I see in the water. But my favorite way of hooking a drop shot bait is still my old-fashioned way. I've always loved to do it. Is Texas rigging it. I get the most worm like that, and I find they're a little bit more durable. Let me show you how I like to hold my rod, especially when I'm drop shotting. It's very simple. So make it nice long cast. I take my hand and I put my last finger behind the reel, and I just hold it just like that, very gently though. You don't want to, you don't want to grab that sucker like that. Nice and loose, especially when you're drop shot fishing. This allows me to give more feel to the bait. If I feel a fish peck on it, I can feel it a lot better. Nice and loose. And there he is. There we go. Decent fish. Let me get the release on this guy. Let's get the release on you, buddy. All right, you ready? There you go. Where'd he go? Oh, he's going back that way. And it's probably a bad idea to check your phone on a storm drain. It really probably is. There he is. Well, I like that fast reel, boy. And there he was. I was sitting there checking my phone, just sitting there jiggling the bait, and boom, this decent little sucker comes up and takes it. Not as big, but it must be schooling right there. Right in the roof of the mouth. You were not getting off, were you? I'm telling you, drop shot is super effective. It really is. Back to your deep hole. Go on, buddy. See ya. Well, hopefully you enjoyed this drop shot video. I just wanted to show you a few quick tricks about the drop shot that I learned from fishing it a lot. Normally I fish about 5 to 6 days a week, and out of those 5 to 6 days I spend roughly 2 whole days on drop shot, because it is such an effective rig and I'm trying to get a lot better at it. And I've found a lot of tips and tricks that I've started using over the last few months since my Atlanta trip with Zachary. So I've got a lot of new arsenal tricks for my drop shotting now. Well, thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not yet. I will see you guys in my next video. Take care.